Hello, this is the RPG Crawler, and welcome to my channel update for September 2018, where I go ahead and tell you what's been going on, as well as what I have planned for the immediate future, take your feedback, and generally thank you for continuing to view my channel. For those who have joined me over the last month or so, I didn't get one out last month, but thank you, all the new subscribers, and a continued thank you to my patrons. Although the number has dwindled because of the difficulty I've had this summer, I appreciate each and every one of you who are still contributing. You've made it possible for me to basically pick up the reviews right where I left off when I kind of got taken away to do all kinds of weird things this summer in terms of keeping the family together and all that. You guys who've been following me know it. Some of you who watched my last What is Going On with the Channel / Dragon Quest XI update. I did a stream early in this month to basically let you know what happened to August. I understand not a lot of people watched that or could actually make out what was being said because the audio was kind of messed up. At that time, my main computer was down, and I was basically forced to try to record something off my PS4. Which I have not streamed a lot of PS4 games. In fact, I have... Prior to that stream, I had never really streamed off my PS4 Direct. So it was an experience. It was an experience I'm not particularly keen on repeating because I do have a capture card that will do perfectly fine for capturing PS4 footage, and it will allow me greater control when I actually stream it through OBS. I've been intending to stream more often. I have not only my Twitch channel, but I have the new RPG Crawler Play channel, which I've done almost nothing about. I've got a couple of videos on there that are marked private. I've got one video on there that's marked private because the other one I put on my main channel. Wow, I am completely losing it. Anyway, that my patrons have access to, but I do intend to put more stuff on it in the near future. Now that things are finally settled out, wow. For those of you who did not know, basically August, I had a bunch of family health issues that I was dealing with, and I was running people back and forth to doctors all the time. Those got resolved early September. It took me a couple more weeks to go ahead and get the doctor's visits taken care of, but I was able to put up videos pretty regularly. Now, it is currently the 28th of September when I'm recording this. The non-patrons will be getting this probably on the 30th, and by then my Let's Play of Oblivion will have restarted. I want to apologize for not putting out anything else this last week, ending in like the 28th. I messed up. I tripped over my cord for my headset, and in a completely klutz move, totally wrecked my headset. So I haven't been able to actually listen to the audio off my games while recording. So it's been an interesting week. I did get that replaced. I had to special order it because my headset has got this it's a cheap headset, but it's a good headset, and it's got this cheap line-in wire. But due to the fact it's set in like way more than I'm used to line-in wires having to reach, the ones I can buy just at the local store don't quite fit it, so I have to order it online to get that. But that came in. I was able to get an indie game Friday out today, and you will be seeing more Oblivion, although by the time this goes live, you will have seen more of those coming along. And then to compound that, I kind of caught like a little like a cold or something, and I was sounding like this. So I thought I'd spare you guys the frog sounds for most of the week. Things are looking good in terms of reviews. In fact, by the time this goes live, a second one will have been put up. I've got my Shelf of Many Things of Untold Adventures out. I've got a review of Waterdeep Dragon Heist, which I would love to talk about more in depth, which I do in my review. But rest assured, I've got that up. Here's the thing on people who watch me for my tabletop stuff. Because I always purchase stuff myself. Well, sometimes I'm giving it free, but a lot of times that's been out for a while. And because I have to work on a budget, I often don't get them the day of release. So how late in terms of reviews do you feel like you would watch? And I ask this both because I end up reviewing stuff and then putting it up like a week after mass market release, which is kind of late to the game a lot of times. I'm not aiming I'm aiming to be accurate and to read through stuff thoroughly before I give my opinion rather than to just be first. I tried that in the past. It didn't work out too well. But the reason I ask this is because I've got a couple new books, or a couple books on my shelf, ones that I have gone and done a read through of, but they have been out for some time. One of them I've been promising for years, and that is the Tunnels and Trolls review, which actually is up for my patrons to view right this instant, and it will be coming out live on my channel probably after this goes live sometime. And this has been out. This has been out for a couple years. The Conan, the Modiphius Conan RPG, I'm working on a review for that. And this has been out for at least a year. I think maybe closer to 2. I think maybe 2017. Anyway, it's been out for a while, but I want to review it. So I am going to do a review of it. And I've got Shadowrun 5th edition, which I've been saying I was going to review for a while, but I kind of ran out of time. But the Shadowrun 5th edition, you can see my bookmark kind of poking out. That review, and this has been out for it's been out for several years now. I feel more comfortable reviewing indie stuff and retro stuff that's been out for some time. Oh yeah, and the Call of Cthulhu stuff, I've got to review that too. I haven't even started reading through that except to play the game a couple times. Anyway, I digress. I feel more comfortable reviewing older indie stuff because any kind of exposure on that stuff is usually good exposure for them. But do you, as my viewers, feel that I am wasting my time reviewing older systems? Not so old that they're retro like the D&D stuff from the 70s and the 80s, but I mean just in general retro. Just in general, do you prefer like really retro reviews, or would you be okay with the occasional review that's maybe the system's been out for a couple years, so it's not going to be first impression stuff? You'd probably find a zillion reviews of it other places, but I'm giving my take on it. Is that a complete waste of time, or, do you guys want to watch that? The second thing in terms of reviews goes towards my computer gaming reviews. I want to do more of them. I've only done a couple of them in the past, and in fact that's kind of my RPG Crawler reviews thing was supposed to be both tabletop and computer reviews. And I just have not had the opportunity to really, because I do review role-playing games and because I do prefer to play a significant portion of the game before I really put a review together. It does take me a little bit of a time to do it. So again, I'm not going to be the first. I'm not going to be any close to the first review. But is it a complete waste of time to put a review of a game out that's been out for perhaps months? By the time I get the review up, would you guys watch it? That's the sort of thing. Would you enjoy watching it? And I ask this because I picked up Dragon Quest XI. Or first, I picked up Kingdom Come Deliverance back when it came out, like way back when. And I wanted to do a review of it, but I was discouraged from doing a review of it, but because by the time I could actually play it to any meaningful degree, it had already been out for a while. And then I picked up Dragon Quest XI at the beginning of this month, and I am only just now getting to the point where I'm comfortable to go back and do a review on it, because I haven't been able to play it as much as I would like because of my schedule. I would like to do a review of it. I'm probably going to do a review of it, but is it worth it? Would you guys watch these reviews that I would do like weeks or so into these things? Let me know if I'm wasting my time or not, because I would love to do more reviews. Or the other option is, would you prefer, my viewers, my patrons, whatever, would you prefer if I focus on more retro style reviews, like older games that have been out for years, like my D&D retrospective, or The retrospective I've been talking about for some time about Elder Scrolls, even though everybody and their brother has done that. I've even thought about doing a retrospective on, Ultima, but there's one out there. There's a couple out there that are much better than anything I could do. Is it worth it to do, retrospective of these things? I've been wanting to do a retrospective of the Wizardry series, honestly. That doesn't get nearly as much love. I would love to do a retrospective of the Wizardry series. But anyway, my point of the matter is, would you watch these reviews that, while still current, they may be a bit dated, or would you prefer me to go with just concentrate purely on retro reviews? Shelf of Many Things is still going to jump around a lot, just because of the nature of that business. But for mainstream games, I want to get your thoughts. I want to get your feedback on that. Now, I do have several more Shelf of Many Things reviews queued up. I am going to be getting them up relatively soon, as soon as I get a chance to finish reading a couple of them. And in fact, one of them, the actual designer is sending me a review copy, so that's going to be a good one. Another book to put on my shelf, I hope. And I will let you know when that comes through. And the reviews, I like doing them. People seem to like them. I'd like to do more old school stuff, because what I've noticed is that a fair percentage of my views come from like my OSR material. And I don't consider myself an OSR aficionado, but I do like OSR stuff. I'm not going to lie, I do like it. So if you'd like to see more OSR stuff, I've asked this before, and I actually didn't get much in the way of a response. But I'm going to ask it again, because they continue to consistently be some of my most viewed videos. Would you like to see more OSR stuff? I'm going to continue with my Oblivion Let's Play. For those of you who are wondering what happened to my Pillars of Eternity 2 Let's Play, I am actually kind of waiting for the expansion material, because what I noticed was when I did my Pillars of Eternity 1 Let's Play, it was patching so often that I eventually ended up playing like a very different game from what I started with. And I never got around to the expansions because those came out well after I had got well into the Let's Play. With Pillars of Eternity 2, a fair amount of the expansions have already come out, and the ones that are still to come out are going to be out very soon. So in that case, I kind of am waiting until until at least one more comes out, and then I'll get back on that. As I have time. So, wow, so many games to play, and so little time. I am enjoying the Oblivion Let's Play. I need to get more on that. I will be doing Dark Brotherhood quests first, I think. I will finish my Circuit of the Cities to do the generic quests, and then I will be really getting into the Dark Brotherhood stuff pretty soon after that. Because I know a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but a fair amount of people have enjoyed those quests, and I enjoy the Dark Brotherhood quest, even though I've done them about a zillion times, not in this Let's Play, so those will be fun. Yeah, so there's my feedback request. Do you want to see more retro reviews? Do you want to see more current reviews? Are you okay with me being a little bit after the pack on the current reviews, if that means that they're given more thought and more research, or at least as much as I can try? Just let me know. Let me know in the comments below. As for other projects going on, I've got a list of suggested projects that have been recommended to me over the years. I'm not going to list them right here. I'm going to see how my schedule goes for October, because I'm really hoping the summer rush is over at this point. I'm hoping that things have stabilized, because every time I promise something, I've been getting a lot of flack from my patrons. Every time I promise something, it seems something just goes bizarrely wrong and keeps me from doing it. So I'm going to try to focus on just getting back to my basic schedule, which I've been saying for a long time. But I say every time I say it, then I offer some additional stuff that I'd like to do, and then things happen that don't even let me get the basic premise of this channel done. For those who are wondering about the occasional missed Indie Game Friday, that's like the one thing besides RPG News Roundup that I've been trying to get regularly out. That's just boiled down to things coming up at the last minute. This week I put one out, and then last week, the one I meant to put out this week, I actually recorded the stuff for, or actually got the material together for last week, but I never got around to editing it and putting it up till this week. And then, so there was nothing last week, and then the week before, I'm speaking from a position of is currently Friday the 28th. And then the one I put up the week before that was actually recorded and put together there the week before that. So the last couple Indie Game Fridays have been squirrely, and that's purely because of time issues. But they should be. I think I'm doing pretty good with the Indie Game Fridays all in all, though, because I've only missed a couple of them this year. 1 week I just missed because I spent 4 hours. I spent. It was I think last month, and I missed it just because I spent 8 hours looking for a decent indie game and not finding one. My rules for Indie Game Friday is that the game has to be stable. The game has to have a commercial release. The game has to be at least in maybe not in a final form, but no longer in a beta or early access form. And it has to be good. If it's a terrible game, there are plenty of channels you can go to that will just dump on games. I try not to do that. Try not to do that yet. Because I believe it's more constructive to find a game that, even if it has its flaws, has a core of fun and solid gameplay, and then just maybe point out where it is flawed, but cover it anyway. And that actually brings me to an idea I've been kicking around. I'll run it by my patrons. I think I already kind of ran it by, but I'll run it by my patrons before bringing it live, because, as I said, I'm trying to focus on getting my basic schedule together. Yeah. So far so good. I will be buckling down and focusing on getting videos out. I had a goal on my patron site wherein once I get to 100, or once I get to a certain tier, once I get to the first tier, then I'll be able to devote more time to the channel as a whole. And I was almost there. And then my life went to hell. And then, I shouldn't say that, because my life's actually pretty good. I'm pretty fortunate to have I'm a fortunate individual in that my family is in reasonable health, and that I am relatively happy with the 3 jobs that I have, and that I am in relatively good health. So I honestly can't say my life went to shit. My scheduling went to shit. So that is more apt. That is more accurate. This summer has just been all over the place. I'd say that the worst thing about this summer has just been the way my sleep schedule's been disrupted, because I've been having to run all these errands and deal with everything. My patrons will know that I can't even run a D&D game without the phone ringing every 5 minutes. It's become a running thing where it's the phone, somebody calls up to get some business done, and they're like, that's number 1, and that's number 2. And sometimes we get as high as 7 calls. And I'm sitting here going, man, and this is why I want to stream, but I can't. I can barely stream because, there's no knowing, because I got to take these calls, because I got. This is not by any means my day job. My day job requires me to keep an eye on the phone and handle complaints from tenants when they call up, as well as keep an eye on the phone to handle emergency situations from my elderly folks and so on and so forth. Anyway, that's enough about my day job and about my life. Those who are interested can ask me. For further details, but I've been rambling enough. Anyway, yeah. Expect Conan RPG review. Expect Tunnels and Trolls Deluxe Edition review. Expect another Shelf of Many Things, at least 3 of them, because I've got like 7 of them lined up, but 3 of them are in the actual planning and writing stages. I was given, apropos of nothing, I was given a review key for a text-based role-playing game that's on Steam. And it's not, I don't think it's in final release. I think it's in early access. So I may do another first RPG Crawler's first look on those. I meant to make that a regular thing. I meant to make the first looks a regular thing, but they are sometimes difficult to make a regular thing because early access is full of so much garbage, so it kind of drowns out the decent ones. Because I use basically the same criteria for my RPG Crawler first look stuff that I do for my Indie Game Friday stuff, which means that it has to be good, even in an early access thing, and that's kind of hard sometimes. This one, I've played a little bit of it. It does look good. I'll probably do a RPG, and that kind of betrays the first look thing, but I actually started to record a first look on it. It's text-based, though, so that's probably not going to agree with everybody, but expect to see that coming out pretty soon. I started to record on it, then, as usual, I got phone calls, so I'll try to get that out pretty soon. Anyway, more videos coming up. I'm glad to have everybody who's been watching. I know I got several people come in just recently within the past few days off of my Pathfinder Kingmaker first look. I recorded that way back when, and I actually have been looking into doing a proper review of Pathfinder Kingmaker. Now it's out. And some of the issues I had with it back in alpha are still in there. Oh my god. And I actually haven't bought it yet. I was watching somebody I actually, because I haven't bought it simply because I want it, but I also have to get some videos out for you guys, and I just have no time to play it right now. But I have been watching one of, and I've been hearing back and getting feedback and watching one of the, a couple of my viewers and a couple of the people I talk to on various internet sites playing this game, and I'm sitting there counting out some of the things that I called out in the alpha, like, first look as needing to be fixed way back when, and they're like still those issues are still there. That's not a good look. That's not a good look. And that's the problem. It otherwise looks so good. So if you want to see me do some Pathfinder Kingmaker, let me know and I'll go ahead and pick it up, but I am up to my eyeballs and stuff, so I'm not going to be able to do a full Let's Play of it, at least for a little while. And you know what, honestly, doing a full Let's Play of a brand new RPG, I feel kind of bad doing them sometimes when they're like brand new, because you really want to give the developer time for people to actually buy, and I know a lot of these, there's a lot of for immediate Let's Plays of these things, so the storyline for RPGs is going to be spoiled relatively soon anyway, but I feel kind of off contributing to that. I want to at least let them get like a week, or I don't know. Some developers love the exposure, and then some of them, and I know I say that I've only got about 1,800 subs, of which like maybe like 10% will watch even my best immediately done videos, but I don't know. I feel kind of like I'm spoiling things when I start playing a game the instant it comes out. Anyway, but if you want to see some Pathfinder Kingmaker, let me know and I'll try and work something. Maybe on my RPG Crawler Plays channel. God knows I need to do something with that. Anyway, I've been trying. I've been kicking this around, kicking the ending along. I will wrap it up here. This has been the RPG Crawler with my RPG channel update for September 2018. Wow, I'm losing my mind from lack of sleep. If you like what you've seen, remember to leave a like, comment if you got any feedback, and this is the video to give me all your general feedback about my channel. And I don't mean like, oh, this sucks or whatever. I mean like, constructive feedback. I'll take the this sucks stuff too, but that really doesn't help me build the channel. The constructive feedback, the stuff like, oh, you need to improve this, this, and this. That's what I really enjoy. Anyway, if you like, if you like things, if you like what I've seen, remember to leave a like, comment if you got feedback, subscribe for more RPG content, both tabletop and computer. Until next time, take care and goodbye.